Welcome to Radio Today broadcasting in Johannesburg on 1485 AM and nationally on DSTV Audio, Channel 869.
iStart2 is die grootste volhoubaarheidsinisiatief in Suid-Afrika.
What's that?
Welcome to the studio, Samkelo.
Whatever. iStart2 is the greatest sustainability through arts movement in the country.
That's what I said.
We're looking for young South Africans to enter the iStart2 competition. Go to www.istart2.com and please enter your art.
That's www.istart2.com.
Pierre, now you can also say you've been in an ad with a real celebrity.
iStart2, hosted by Pierre du Toit, is proudly brought to you by Radio Today. iStart2, sustainability through art.
Good evening, listeners, and welcome to the iStart2 show. I have three beautiful ladies with me in the studio. Good evening, Margaret Makoka, Sunet Wagner, and my co-host, Keitu Gwangwa. Hello, Keitu.
Hey, Pierre. How are you?
We are actually excellent. Thank you for having us, guys. We really appreciate
Margaret and Sunet are from Minimax Performing Arts, and they're here to talk to us about their programs and the academy that they're working with. Ladies, can you introduce yourselves and tell us what you actually do?
Okay. I'm the Chief Executive Orchestrator of Minimax Performing Arts, but it's more about what we're doing. So with Minimax Performing Arts, we literally empower young people to become capable, able, responsible, and educated young adults by using the performing arts as catalyst. And our mission is to literally every child at school level to expose them to the arts. Secondly, create sustainable jobs. And thirdly, create the backstage door into the industry. And I want to say forward slash industries, because the kids that work with us aren't necessarily going to become the next performing artists. They are going to become the best themselves, who they are in the industry.
And Margaret, how do you fit in?
I am the programs coordinator. I'm the one who runs around and has all the fun while everybody else works at the office. I literally look at the content and the plan of the team, and I have to have it implemented into the schools that are involved in the program. And that involves the educators, the learners, it involves our own facilitators, as well as parents that actually are very interested to support their children who are part of the program.
Okay, that sounds awesome. What can we expect on the horizon for Minimax?
Well, basically, Margaret just spoke about programs. We are very privileged to be in a partnership with Tsogo Sun. And literally what is happening is we are rolling out, not only in Gauteng, but nationally is the plan, rolling out arts academies that is school-based. So literally what's happening is it's an extracurricular activity, which is part of the GDE's mandate. So literally what's happening within the program is we have twice a week within a school, we have a program running for an hour and a half to 2 hours, where we have 40 kids part of the program, and then it literally throughout the year, over 40 weeks, it builds up to an extravaganza.
Wow.
Where the kids perform themselves on stage, and 2013 they had their debut at the Lyric Theatre at Gold Coast City.
Wow, this sounds awesome.
And it's mainly school kids from the Mayfair and Diepsloot areas, is that right?
Yes, we work with the Johannesburg South schools based in Mayfair as well as Diepsloot. The two areas are very different.
Yeah.
The culture is very different. The children are very different, I should say. I'm just going to describe a little environment in Diepsloot. The schools are not permanent structures. Number one, we work on the gravel outside with the learners.
Wow.
When it rains like this, it means we might actually have big problems in facilitating our activities. So they have to go indoors and the classes are a bit cramped up. And then in the Johannesburg South area, there are those traditional schools with a school hall and the wooden floor, almost like a similar kind of environment to a dance studio, which makes it a little bit easier. But when they get to the end product on stage, you wouldn't know the difference.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So those are you said the rain is one of the things, the challenges that you face. What other challenges do you face, especially in sustainability business?
Wow. Our program, we've actually designed it to become a culture into the schools. We've approached the schools that have never had arts implemented, not at the level that we're bringing the program into. The Sun Arts Academy is literally more a life skills program. So we bring the learners exercises and life skills development movements that we actually associate with them for over 9 months. And then during that time, we actually integrate the life skills with performing arts. So some of the challenges that we face is that we collaborate with educators that are like LO teachers and arts and culture teachers, and they don't have the know-how to practically teach part of their subjects. And so our sustainability plan is to identify educators within the school that will actually take the program and nurture it and keep it sustainable in the school, involving parents who can also be like a big support in contributing in making the program stay in the school, as well as maybe finding those learners who, after they leave the school, can come back and be mentors to others. So some of the challenges is that the educators are not really equipped. So we have to introduce a training program for the educators, apart from our own trained facilitators.
And if I can maybe add to that, is part of our whole sustainability, I would say futuristic view on where we're going, is that we don't want to make the schools dependent on us. So we know that year one, they are 100% completely dependent on what we show them and the examples we're setting and what we do with them. But our whole vision is to get them up to the point where we're only 20% involved in the whole process, and we can move on to more schools, because we sit with Pierre, you and I discussed it, between 28,000 to 35,000 schools in South Africa. We want to get to all of them, and it means that we need to empower local talent. We need to draw, or we need to create a sustainable environment and infrastructure for them to tap into, and that is part of who we are. We're not there to monopolize a certain area. We are there to empower and to move on and to literally build a broader performing arts network and create sustainable jobs for the people who go to varsity. And we see that we are really creating the circuit for the arts to have literally almost a ramp from which it can just excel to more bigger heights.
Do you have a particular criteria in which you choose the students that you work with within the schools?
Literally, we're just looking for the willing individual. First of all, they need to be willing.
So they must have heart.
They must have the heart. They must have the want to be part of the program, because most of the young people in the schools, they're not used to this kind of commitment. Usually some of the programs that they have a seasonal thing. Like they have the season for athletics, they have a season for soccer, they have a season for netball. Whereas we come into the school and we want you to commit all year. And it's a very different kind of a life skill as well. So first, the kid has to be willing. Number two, the parent has to be willing as well, because the child will not be able to be successful in the program if the parent is not going to open their heart and be supportive of the child being in the program. And then what we do is we go into the school, we first interact with the management team in the school, we introduce them to the program, we show them what are the benefits of the program, and also that we're not there to take over their school, number one. We're there to empower a couple of learners in their school. And from those empowered, they can be used as ambassadors and an example to actually create a positive culture within the school. And then we take them through auditions. Now, our auditions are not the same as these professional auditions where you have to kick someone out of the way to get the role. It's actually very supportive. We teach them a culture of supporting the person next to you, We go into the school, we teach them a fun dance. And as they are having fun dancing with us, we're actually able to see there's a certain kind of character in a child that you see that is very open, very welcoming, not really focusing on, I have to get it right, but more like I'm having fun and I can laugh at myself. And those are the kids that we see as potential ambassadors for the school. Because if you're going to be too hard on yourself, when you make one mistake, you're not going to step up again and be an example for others. So we take them through the selection, and those that get from 8% upwards, they're allowed to come into the program. And as the program develops in the school, it goes with also for them being, what do you call this? Committed.
You mainly focused on dancers, or you're also looking at singers and actors?
We're looking more at, through life skills, we're looking more at all kinds of spheres that we can develop a child. Remember, we're not looking for the next Beyonce or the next Lyra, but if a child comes into the program and they have got a talent in music, we do create a platform for that. So we've got a section of the program we call Sun Cares Got Talent. And that's the platform where they come and audition and show off their artistic abilities. And we have what we call the Naledi Star Award at the end of the year, where one of the individual performers who actually worked on their talent and performed can get adjudicated and stands a chance of winning that Naledi Star Award.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're going to break for some music, and I'd love to chat to you after the song about how you guys are going to integrate the iStart2 challenge with your learners. So you've indicated to me, Sunet, that your favorite song is Can't Take My Eyes Off You. We're going to listen to the version by Frankie Valli. Why do you like that song specifically?
It's very personal, but it's a special dedication to my lovely hubby.
Excellent. Frankie Valli.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if
Oh, I love that song. That's a good one. Thanks for that choice. iStart2 listeners, please know that you can go to iStart2.com, and the application form for the challenge is available now. It opened on the 1st of February, and you can all submit your applications there. We can't wait to see what works of art you have out there. We're speaking to Margaret and Sunet, and we'd like to know a little bit more about what you do. Sustainability through the arts is what we do, and we'd like to see how you can link up with us on that.
Yeah, and I'm specifically interested to find out how you're going to integrate the iStart2 challenge into the work you do at the Sun Academy.
It is actually very easy for us to integrate iStart2 into our programs because we are in control of the content. I really see that the iStart2 challenge is complementing what we're already doing. So basically what we're going to do is it's going to be worked into the curriculum. It's going to be introduced by our facilitators to our 480 kids that are on the program.
Wonderful.
And then it's a case of seeing who enters, and giving them the exposure, because part of the program is to build the talent identification process of you have 480 kids, but you do have these single stars that will go into the arts. And I definitely see the link that you guys and what we're doing can complement one another. So the synergy, it's there.
Well, I hope there's a few teachers out there who is listening to the show. And Margaret, I know you're also going to push the kids, eh?
Definitely. I think that any positive initiative that we can implement with the children in our program is exactly what we'll go for. We're looking for as many partnerships as possible. The initiative of Sun Arts Academy is not just for Minimax. It's for the whole of South Africa. And as many people that can step in and partner with us and bring exciting programs like the iStart2 competition, why not? We're looking for more and more platforms as well to expose our learners to as much advantage as possible.
Okay, that's wonderful. We focus on different values that we feel need attention, which is water, waste, and energy, which is health and safety, which is our three groups of vulnerable people: the elderly, people with disabilities, and indigenous people. And we'd like to see, hopefully you'd be able to incorporate those values into, your curriculum. And can you just share with us what you think your perspective is on these issues?
Our perspective, I would say, is the fact that when you say water, waste and all of that, we have partnered with Miss Earth last year as well in the program, where they come and share environmentally friendly initiatives with the kids. Water is a huge theme in our program when it comes to the kids drinking water, preserving it, valuing water. That's a life skill that they need. So we see these issues as practical life skills that you just need to make them aware of. And then specifically, I would say the indigenous people, to bring all people together, to share through rhythm, through music, through the arts. And Keitu, as you said in our luncheon just before this, the arts is the perfect medium to build a nation. And we are using the arts as an alternative method to build our nation.
Awesome.
Now, what are the biggest challenges that you ladies face in your own business?
I would say the biggest challenge from the beginning up to now was to persevere. Because what we're doing hasn't been done, and it's been told to us many times. So to find the right model, to create sustainability not only through funders and CSI funding, but to really work towards a social entrepreneurial model where what we do eventually, our profits go towards that, and to build that sustainability. That was quite a challenge, because we started off with one project in a year, and you can't cover your overheads and your company's running cost with 1 month's income. And that was our biggest challenge, to get to the point where you can cover the year and now get to the point where we can grow and make it happen for other people in the arts as well.
And being artists yourself, what advice do you have for young up-and-coming artists who actually want to make it out there? Because, I think there's quite a few artists standing next to the road with a little no-job board.
Yeah. I think I will start and then Margaret can continue. My advice would be love the art form. enjoy your art, but you can't only live by your art, for your art. You need to or actually train yourself up in the skills that you have no clue about.
Yeah.
So if you know nothing about finance, make an effort of understanding finances.
Expand, empower yourself.
Exactly. Get into an environment where you can get business skills on how to manage yourself. Don't think that having the talent is the only thing you need, because there's a lot of people out there with brilliant talent, but they can't make it because they don't have the discipline of the art business world. You need to merge the two.
Yeah.
Margaret, what would you say?
I would also add on to what you just said, Sunet, that believing in your art is not enough. You need to go out there and make it happen. So being an artist, don't just sit and wait for somebody to come along and build your talent for you. You need to start making the initiatives of networking with other people with the same interest, but also beyond that. And sometimes your talent doesn't naturally say you have to be on stage or you have to be the presenter on TV. You could actually be the producer or the one that comes up with the content. You could be the stage manager or the crew, or you could even be the one that designs and makes the costumes. So literally it's just to find all kinds of aspects in yourself and allow opportunities to come. Don't let them pass, but experiment into those opportunities. And that's what it means being an artist. You should be able to be a jack of all trades, master as much as you can, and bask it until you get it right.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
And I would say the biggest thing that's needed in the arts now is for people to collaborate, to acknowledge one another's talents, to stand together and say, you know what, we're part of one body. And just because you're the liver doesn't mean that it's not important. And if you are the hair, be glad, because everybody will love it and appreciate it. But you're part of one body, and we need to stand together.
And ladies, we wanna ask you a few statements. So we will give you a statement, and we just like you to complete it. Being South African is.
Being South African is for me to cultivate a sustainable arts industry.
For me, being South African means being able to have an open heart and share and just practice Ubuntu to its core.
Awesome.
Sustainability is?
Being able to persevere even when things go wrong.
And I want to say ditto, because perseverance is key.
And I believe
everybody has the potential to make a change. You just have to start by being the change you want to see.
I believe that nothing is impossible.
Awesome.
Now, what was the most difficult challenge you ever had to overcome in your career or in your life thus far?
For me personally, to not give up. To not give up on the dream.
The perseverance thing again.
Definitely. But I want to say with the not giving up, it's to, when all the odds are against you and the dream is literally this stifling thought somewhere in the back, to know that, you know what, it is possible. It will happen. If you keep on going, build it. Your only role is to keep on pushing on.
I think that's very important. I think a lot of people give up. And you, Margaret?
For me, it was more coming to realize that sometimes your dream doesn't have to be fulfilled through you. There could actually be another person or another vehicle where your dreams can be fulfilled.
Without vicariously living your life through someone else. But yes,
no,
I understand very much
really
what you're saying.
But literally being able to accept that. Sometimes you struggle so much to try to make things work, only to find that somebody else has got the tools you need to build what you need to build. And it's just that willingness to let go of self and being able to open up into the sharing mode.
Margaret, you've chosen a song by Enya. as your favorite song.
Yes.
Why that one?
This song is my core stability song. This is my meditation song, you know. Doing what I do, there is so many things on my head, so much that needs to be done, so many changes. And when I feel like my head is just, dear my God, believe me, I don't speak Afrikaans, but when my head is on, dear my God, I listen to this song and everything just gathers.
And can you announce the song for us then?
Up next is my favorite song by Enya, Orionco Flow.
Ladies, if you had to say iStart2 do one thing to create a more sustainable world out there, what would that be? iStart2?
I start to be more aware of how I affect my environment and educating others to be aware too.
Thank you.
I would say for me personally, I start to connect more to people on a more personal level, but also to empower young people to build a better South Africa.
Well, thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Yes, again, iStart2.com, and if you want to hear this podcast as well, later you're going to be able to hear it, but tonight, right now, go to iStart2.com and see your application there. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
iStart2, hosted by Pierre du Toit, was proudly brought to you by Radio Today. Remember to tune in at the same time next week. iStart2, sustainability through art.